Live now? All right, we are live. It is Monday. It is 1 p.m. It is time for the Monday message. So excited to be back from Cabo. Guys, Cabo was insane. It was insane. The location was beautiful. Getting to be around winners was awesome. I'm just telling you, it was awesome to be there. But I am excited to be back, especially seeing the numbers, the numbers that we put up this week. You guys killed it. We as a team crushed it. So that's exciting. We got family reunion coming up around the corner. I'm leaving for San Diego in the morning. Dude, this San Diego thing, this is our San Diego launch meeting. Like, I would not be shocked between the teams that we'll have showing up and what we've got coming in the base shop, Mimi coming in with her people. I wouldn't be shocked if we have 30 people at this like official launch of San Diego. So I'm telling you, huge opportunity out there, huge opportunity everywhere, huge opportunity every single place. I'm just telling you. So I'm super excited about that. So many good things going on. I've got Jeremico on as a guest today because I want you to hear. I want you to hear him talk about Cabo, and here's why. It's not too late to make Thailand. I want you to look at where you're at. Where are you at in the scheme of things as far as Thailand goes? Are you behind? Are you ahead? Are you on track? Because now's the time to fix it. Now's the time to fix it. If you're behind, now's the time to double down to make sure that you go to Thailand with us. If you're already ahead, now's the time to stack up cash so you can buy some flight upgrades. If you know what I'm saying, like if you're right on track, now's the time to push the pedal down. Let's not leave it up to chance. Too many times when it's like leaving the game in a ref's hands, right? Too many times we leave the game in the ref's hands and then the ref makes a bad call and we go, what the crap? I'm telling you, when it comes to trips, don't leave it up. Don't leave it up to December. Don't leave it up to December. All right, let's get going with our, and then I'm going to talk about active listening, which I'm telling you, the best salespeople, they're simply the best listeners. People that struggle with sales, it's usually a listening problem. Well, number one is usually activity, but if there's activity there, but there's not results, it's a listening issue. All right, let's get going with our leaderboards from last week, the week that was. All producers over 1,000. We'll start with Caitlin, Tiffany, Aaron, Wilson, Crystal, Brian. We got Kath. Kath, was great being on the trip with you guys, man. You and Graham, cool people, and just awesome people. Just awesome people. Graham's like getting everybody's bottles of water, just looking out for people. I love it. Irma, we got Andrew, Jessica, Mimi Ramiro, Irma Moss Bryan. We got Rachel Hernandez. We got Mallory Barnes. Next slide, please. No, we're having slide issues. Hang tight. Oh, there it is. I need to move me because I can't see the slide. There we go. All right, you see what I'm saying? Like, what you can see why I was excited. Like, we were in Cabo, and these are the results we come back to. I'm just telling you guys, it's so exciting. All right, then we got Aaron, Melissa, Caitlin, Miriam, Sabrina Floyd. We got David. We got Janet Brush. We got Ray, Mark Hutchison, Gina, Chrissy, Cleo Cook, Haley, Casey, Cisco. We got Matt W. We got Rogers and Kim. We got Jude, Brianna, Barrett. We got Gwen. We got Eli, Sharon, Marissa, Paul. Or I think it's supposed to be Pam. I think we had a spelling error there. Sorry, Pam. Way to go. That's awesome. $7,069.42. I knew you were going to kill this thing. We got David Helgeson, who was also on the trip. Mike Guerra, who was on the trip with us. Look at this. Chantel and then David Fleming coming in at $9,917.46. And that wasn't enough to get in the top 5. I'm just telling you, we crushed it. You guys crushed it last week. Let's look at those top 5. Look at this top 5. We got Jeremico coming in at number 5, $13,488.36. We got Tom Payne coming in at $14,338.92. I popped in 11 applications for $18,457.08. Cheryl Lardy coming in with 20,000 submitted last week and getting rocking and rolling again. Excited about that. We got Jeff, number 1 submit last week, $20,100 in premium last week alone. Way to go, Jeff. Look at that top 5. That's crazy. That is, let's see, 40, so call it 60. That's over 70,000, or coming up on 80,000 in submit premium in the top 5 alone. Oh, it's awesome. All right, next leaderboard, top 5 paychecks. Mimi coming in with $4,757.03. Mercedes coming in with $5,847.57 deposited last week. Nick Greco, great spending time with Nick and Danielle in Cabo, $6,396.50. Mike Guerra, him and Arcadia were in Cabo with us as well. $6,656.75. And Cisco T coming in top paycheck last week, $7,799.97 deposited last week alone. And I can't wait to see next week's paychecks. Oh my goodness, with the amount of business that went in this week, whoo, we're going to have some really good checks next week. I'm fired up. I can't wait. I never wish time away, but man, I want to see next Monday's check leaderboard. All right, next leaderboard. Okay, so just getting a reminder in the studio, please submit. We get good data from some carriers, but not all carriers. So if you'll just get in the habit, every Friday evening, just they submit it through Discord, correct? Yeah, pop it in, submit your production that week, because we want to give you credit for all of it. I mean, that's the crazy thing. That's just what we see, what we did last week. Golly, if we could get everybody to report all their sales every week, man, it's going to be a tidal wave of encouragement. All right, let's go. Next leaderboard. Recruiting, base shop, making it happen. We got new contracts. We got Matt Albrechtson with 1. Irma Moss Bryant with 3 completed fast tracks last week. Way to go, Irma. The base shop here completed 8 fast tracks. We put 3 people in licensing. And again, that's another place, if you will submit to us that when you put people in licensing through Discord, we want to give you recognition there because we literally get like no data from the pre-licensing carriers. All right, look at all these agents that contracted someone. You got Vaughn contracting 1 direct. You got Linda and Melissa all contracting 1 direct. Mercedes, 2 direct. Way to go. And the base shop here, 7 direct contracts. Got that fire flowing again. Loving it. Loving everything about it. Travel, as I said, tomorrow I will be going to San Diego, California, and then I'm going to be in town from then until family reunion. So when you recruit somebody sharp, let's get them on the phone with me. Let's see if you and I can't triangulate and get them to come to family reunion in Burlington, North Carolina. Guys, come join us there in Burlington, North Carolina. It's going to be, it's always a fun event. I'm telling you, the teaching at this event is going to be next level. Then coming out of family reunion, I'm trying to build on that momentum. Let's see, July 28th, I will be in Detroit, and then July 29th, going back to San Diego. I'm committing to that market, guys, with Brian Allendorf out there. Mimi's got a crew out there, and then we've got under the Marvin Osuna. They've got some people out there. I'm telling you, I would be recruiting all of Southern California. I'm just telling you. And then we've got our boot camp here at the office, August 15th through the 16th. Come into Asheville, North Carolina. I'm telling you, these boot camps, we put a ton of time and thought into them, and we are going to have another high quality boot camp. Come in on the 15th. Would love to spend some time with you. And then the 16th, that Saturday, we are going to kick off at 9. And we're going to go hard till 5, and then we'll hang out and have some barbecue and have a couple of drinks and just enjoy spending time chatting with the team and connecting with the team. All right. Tickets go live today. Okay, we'll put a link out through Discord, something like that. All right, beautiful.
And then also with Brian, all 4 of his directs that came on last month with their first policy within 2 weeks.
Say one more time.
All of 4 of Brian's directs last month all have written their first piece of business.
That's funny because I had him on here to highlight. So Brian Allendorf, new direct, contracted 4 people last month. Every single one of them wrote business. Every single one of them wrote business. So I'm just telling you, the iron's hot, the momentum's there. If you were ever going to go all in on recruiting, now's the time. Now's the time. I want to also highlight Brian Allendorf. I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had Josh Reeves on the call talking about selling IULs and the lead sources and things like that. Brian Allendorf jumped on it. Jumped on the phone with jumped on the phone with Josh and jumped headlong into IUL leads. And I was just like, that's what I'm talking about. Because here's the thing. I talked about this on the call that I did for the TWC. Hesitation makes the hard heavier, right? Every time you hesitate, it makes the hard thing heavier. So I love that. And Sabrina Floyd, I am so proud of you. So proud of you. She jumped into estate planning. If you're like, you know, on the peripheral, like, I don't know if I can jump into estate planning. I'm telling you, jump into estate planning. Sabrina, I'm so proud of you. Your first trusts are already being implemented, and I know you're planning your next set of seminar. Like, I'm so proud of you for jumping into estate planning. Guys, that's where the big money is. If you're like, where's the big money? That's where the big money is. That is where the big money is. You've got to get into estate planning. What does it take? Well, it takes to do the seminars, it takes $5,000 investment. So how do you come up with that? Ask Adam Burge, ask Kath. They'll tell. I mean, the payoff is insane. The payoff is insane. So jump in, Sabrina. So proud of you, Brian. Proud of you. Let's get going, guys. Let's get going. All right. So before we get into the content, Jeremico, how many trips can you put me and him side by side on the screen together?
You are for them. I don't know if it is for you.
Oh, okay. We are for them. Okay, cool. Sorry, we're already side by side. Man, how many trips have you been on total?
Oh man, I kind of lost count after six, but I mean, I think we're nearing what eight or nine, like that.
Digits, bro. We've
Yeah.
traveled all over the world together, man. That's awesome. So just talk to us for a little bit, bro. Because here's what I want to make happen, Jeremico. I think there's probably a half a dozen people on this call that are deciding whether or not they're going to go hard enough the second half of the year to catch up and make the trip. I think there's another 10 to 12 people on the call that just got started and are going, wait a second, y'all travel the world? And I think there's another dozen on that are on pace that I want to pick up the pace so they can stack up some cash for the trip. And there's some, I think it's probably, if I'm feeling it right in the universe right now, let's see. I think there's about 7 on the call that have given up on the trip. So here's what I want to do. I want to get all of them on the same page and talk about how awesome Cabo was and help sell them on just God, do the extra 10%, the extra 15%, whatever it takes to win Thailand, because Thailand's going to be epic. And Andy Albright, of course, has traveled all over the world. And he is so insanely excited about Thailand. Like, that tells you something. You know, does that make sense? He's always excited, but he is especially insanely excited about Thailand. So talk to us, brother. Talk about how Cabo was. If they missed it, tell them what they missed, and let's encourage everybody to go hard for Thailand.
Oh man. So okay, so Jeremico Edwards, of course, hired by Stephen Davies. Y'all, it's hard to put into words how much fun we had. Like I tell my agents, I told my agents when I got back, I said, however much fun you think we had, times it by 5, times it by 10.
It was.
So whatever's in your mind, how Cabo was supposed to be or how you think it was, times it by 5 or 10. So, now I'm back here in Detroit, Michigan, and it's hot as ever here. It's like 92 degrees, right? And it was actually a little cooler in Cabo actually than it is here. But now being back in Michigan, and so I'm talking directly to those people, and I'll get into how Cabo was in a minute, but to those people who are like over it or I've been somewhere before, if I could just chat with you for 1 second here. I don't know how to help you to understand there's a difference from traveling with your family and traveling with a group of winners. Not that your family is not winners, but it's just like a group of business builders, people who's trying to get to the next level, people who's trying to accomplish something. Traveling with those people versus traveling with your auntie are two different, like they're two different worlds. Being able to travel and not come back to credit card debt, that's a different trip than what you've experienced, than what most people experience. Being able to travel to where you can turn your brain off and you can just focus on having fun and being involved and being in the moment. You don't have to think of like, okay, what are you supposed to do next? Is this right here? Is that right here? You don't have to really think. That's a different world than what you're probably used to. And so that's how we roll. Like in the alliance with Jennifer being able to take care of everything is taken care of for us. Like I can't think of one time where I was just lost. Like, man, I don't really know where to go. Everything is on our agenda. We had a travel plans app to where it's just like, okay, this is where I am now. This is where I'm supposed to be tomorrow. And you don't have to show up for anything. It's like, it's a vacation. It's a working vacation, but you kind of like tailor to what you want to do. Some people didn't show up for some of the excursions and I jump right in. It's like, it don't matter to me, but that's how we are. And, the dinners, the welcome party and the farewell party, they're well organized. The food was amazing. And so, for me, the 3 things to make a good trip are the food, the people, and the experiences. The food, the people, and the experiences. So, if you've been on trips and you've gotten into an argument with your family, or you got into an argument with your friends or whatnot, that ain't a good trip. Right? If you've been on the trip without good food, everything we had in Cabo was amazing. It was seasoned to perfection. All the restaurants were amazing. So if you've been on a trip with bad food, that ain't a good trip. So speaking of organization, one of the things that really blew my mind is how organized the excursions was, right? So one of the excursions we had was a zip lining excursion. And so how organized it was from, us knowing what time to be in the lobby, getting on the bus, going to, it wasn't a national park, which is crazy. The next time you take an excursion, don't go to a national park. This was just like a small business and they just had some stuff set up. So this excursion was wild. This was a zip line excursion and we had to get to the top of this mountain. So we're zip lining. One of the zip lines was it was like a free fall. So you just hold on to this rope and you walk to the edge and then they push you and you free fall and you swing back and forth and you screaming like crazy. And they're lowering you down, and you got to drop this rope. And then they just kind of reel you on in. But that's what we got to experience. And so the guy, he said, when I got to the edge, I wasn't going to go. Like, I was not going to stop. I was not going to step off. When I seen other people going, I said, man, I don't know what they're screaming for. It's not that bad. But when I got to the edge, I was really going to bag out. But then I'm thinking like, man, like everybody around here gonna call me a wuss. Like like that'll be the biggest talk in the alliance. Like Jermico bagged out. So I'm steady asking him the questions and I'm trying to hesitate and I'm just trying to get him to hold on. And he's like, okay, on 3, 1, and then he pushed me. That's the fun and excitement on these trips. And then after, so we get all the way to the top of the mountain. Some people quit, some people took the zip line all the way down, but the ones who made it, it was worth it. And that's a lesson. So we always learn a lesson on these excursions, right? Like, don't quit because you're going to miss the goal. So some people quit like right close to the Superman. The Superman is when they tie you up and they put you in this gurney and you fly down from the mountain all the way to the bottom. You're flying through these trees. You're just flying as fast as you can go, zipping down. Trees going past you like this. And you just hold like that, just hold back. So they call that the Superman. But you can only ride the Superman if you make it to the top of the mountain. So those who made it, we got to experience that. Those who didn't, please go back and try it. But after that, we got on the UTVs, and the UTVs, they were literally we were literally jumping off like hills and everything. It was crazy. Like if you were like an adrenaline junkie or if you like adventure, that would have been an excursion for you. So we had that excursion. We were on a boat. It was supposed to be a catamaran. They ended up getting us a yacht. And, again, I'm on there with Steve and Holly, and we're just relaxing and just enjoying the vacation, but yet talking about dreaming, talking about the future, just talking about team building, thinking about those who didn't make it. And so is it worth it? Is it worth it to put in everything that you have from now? Steve, sorry. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is it worth it to put in everything that you got from now until December? It is 100% worth it. I will literally cry for you if you're not in Thailand. Like I'm reading this book now called Off Balance. If you, excellent book. If you, people want satisfaction. Like you think you want balance, but people want satisfaction. It will not be satisfying for you to not be in Thailand. I promise you it won't. I mean, for everything to be all expense paid. And so here's you got to get your mind right on. The things that you're doing to where you are not writing a production to go to Thailand, ask yourself, is it worth the humiliation of not going? Will it be worth seeing us in videos and you're not there? Like my goal is $40,000 a month. And I'm already like more than halfway there, but I still need to do 40,000 a month because I'm thinking about the extension. Because every time I miss an extension, I feel the type of way. I missed the extension to Cabo, and when I seen the hotel, to the extension, I
Oh,
felt some type of way. And so how I felt, the people who missed the Cabo, the whole trip, I mean, I can only imagine how you feel. So how will you feel by missing that trip? So do whatever it takes. Heck, if you got to work 7 days a week for the next 3 months, what is it worth to you to work your butt off for the next couple months and then hit the trip, and then you can kind of take a couple weeks off if you want, and then get right back to work. You know, I mean, that's totally up to you. But missing the trip is not an option. So
I love it. Thanks, brother. And the extension was insane. The Viceroy
okay.
is one of the nicest hotels I've ever stayed in. The meals were insane. And get this, at the welcome party, Jeremico,
Mhm.
I'm not piling on. I'm just talking about stuff. Um, at the welcome party, I thought, well, this is weird. Why is there a sunglass vendor set up? And Tia said, everybody, it's high end sunglasses. I'm like, what's going on? And Tia goes, hey, everybody, we just wanted to let you know, you come pick out any pair you want.
Ah,
I was like, this is just crazy, and they're like crazy high-end sunglasses. Like, I got a new pair of Oakleys coming. I picked. I don't know what Holly picked. There was, I mean, it was just like one of those. It's always like better than you think it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's how the trips are. And I want to just give, because I had to get to my content. I do want to give a quick plug to that book, Off Balance. If you've not read Off Balance, please do yourself a favor, read Off Balance. Here's why. Low performers, they say all the time, I'm just trying to be more balanced. When the God's honest truth is, they're out of balance. Like you read that book, I'm telling you, that book will help you get your mind right. Do what? A link to the book? Yeah, Jeremy, can you drop a link to that book in Discord when you get a chance?
yes.
Perfect. Yeah. So on the extension for Thailand, everybody do yourself a favor. Don't do this, because I hear people do this. Well, if I don't qualify for the extension, I'll just do my own extension. Here's why I don't do this. If you build an escape hatch, you will take it. That's just how we work as human beings. That's when people go, like, hey, when people get in a relationship, they go, well, if it doesn't work out, it's like, well, if you're building an escape hatch, you're going to take it. Does that make sense? So don't do that. Qualify. There's nothing like winning. There's nothing like truly winning. All right, perfect. Hey, thanks, Jeremy. I appreciate you, brother. Thanks for bringing up that book. I hadn't talked about that book in a while, but that is a really good book. If you haven't read it, do yourself a favor, please read that book. If you're in this business with your spouse, both of y'all read it together. It's a fantastic book. And Jeremy goes right. The whole trip is just, it's better than you think it's going to be. Like, I'm just telling you, it is every time. They never disappoint. Awesome. All right, so here's what I want to talk about today. I want to talk about active listening. Active listening is a fantastic way to get more fulfillment out of life. When you actively listen, one, your relationships are going to be better. When you actively listen, two, you're going to sell a lot more financial products. Three, when you actively listen, you'll be able to recruit better. Active listening is one of those things that is, any quality that is rare in the world, any skill that is rare in the world pays a lot of money, right? Like, we think about I'm a big hockey guy, the Stanley Cup finals just ended. Who gets paid the most in the NHL? The guys that have skills no one else has, right? Same thing in any major sport. Same thing, hey, like, who makes all the money as performers? People with skills no one else has. People that have worked hard to refine skills that other people don't have. So I say that to say this. If you will get good at actively listening, yes, it will make your life better. Yes, you will make more money, but you'll also be more fulfilled. It's a rare skill. In today's world, everybody wants to talk, right? Everybody wants to get on social media, do, boom, 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 push out. Nobody's listening. When you actively listen, it puts you in a rarefied, high up, very small percentage of people that actively listen. Listening skills are one of those things, if you develop them, they'll serve you the rest of your life. So what I want to spend a few minutes on here is talking about some specific things that you and I can do to make sure we are better active listeners. All right, number one, be fully present. Have you ever been in a conversation with somebody and you're talking to them and you feel like you're telling them something important, and then they do this number right here, they pull out their phone, they start texting, right? How rude, right? You ever have that? Yeah, you feel like, oh, okay. Guess there was not a connection here like I thought there was. Guess they're really not interested in what I have to say, right? Here's what's crazy. We wouldn't do it in the house when we're selling, right? If you're selling in person, like imagine Adam Burge. He's about to roll 1.6 million and then 600,000 into an annuity. Imagine if during that meeting, Adam pulls out his phone, starts doing this. I'm sorry, what was that? He would never do that, right? He would never do that. What, you would never do that. Even if it's not that, right? If we're selling a $60 a month final expense policy, if we were doing it in person, we'd never go, oh, I'm sorry. Which one did you want again? I'm sorry. Who was your beneficiary? I just couldn't help myself. We would never do that. Here's what's crazy. Selling virtually, we'll do stuff like that. Here's what's crazy. Omar and me, we can hear it in the phone work. You can hear the minute someone disengages while they should be engaged. It's crazy. If we can hear it in your phone work, I promise you the client feels it. So when you're selling, all distractions away, no distractions, no email, no checking a text, right? Sometimes people are like, you didn't return my text yet. I was like, because I was on the phone all day and I was trying to be an active listener. So I'm returning it at night because I was trying to be an active listener and not return text, right? I'm just like everybody else. I have the same temptation, right? I have the same temptation to do it. But just completely clear your environment. Clear environment, nothing to look at besides your positive messages and your pictures of people that you love, right? All the positive, all the stuff I teach on crafting environment, we're not talking about that. We're just talking clear. No other windows open on your computer. You're using your phone, but you're not scrolling through it. Just complete and total focus in the moment. Now, what does that take? That takes a lot of discipline. Guess what winning takes? A lot of discipline. This is one of them. This is easier when we're selling in person because we would never do it. But if we're selling virtually, the temptation is there. But just know you can never, ever get away with it. You can never, ever get away with it. And one of the things I always talk about is no one's a multitasker. It cracks me up. People will argue with me about that. And I was like, do you want me to show you science? I have science to back up my argument, right? I believe in science, right? I have science to back me. Nobody's good multitasker. That's not how our brains work. That's why I call it multi-crapping, not multitasking. Because no one's good at your brain is not set up to work that way. And so if you're selling virtually, especially zero, you got to keep a clean, clear environment. All right, number 2, positive body language. Positive body language. Here's what's crazy. When Omar and I listen to phone work, we can hear your posture. We say, what you can hear? Yes, 100%. If I listen to the phone work, I can tell you what the posture was. I can tell you the exact posture you were using. It's crazy because here's the thing. When we have a closed posture, even though we're on the phone, our voice gives a closed tone. When we have an open posture when we're on the phone, we have an open tone to our posture. It's one of those things that you think no one notices, but you can hear it in the phone work. And if we can hear it in the phone work, just know they feel it. It's like a really engaging, like a good public speaker. Watch what they do with their hands. A good public speaker doesn't keep tight posture. A good public speaker, open hands. Like when Dr. Ben Carson speaks, I promise you he's going to speak with open hands. Why? Because he's highly intelligent and very well trained. And he knows that an open posture leads to connection. Now in the home, if we're selling in person, vital. We're selling virtually, even more vital. Use positive body language. So one way to do that when you're selling virtually is get yourself a mirror so you can watch your body language. So you can watch how your shoulders are. So you can watch where your hands are. Open posture, body language leads to connection. This is another way that you are actively listening. It's another skill of active listening. All right, number 3, Under zero circumstances do you interrupt. Under zero circumstances do you interrupt. We'll hear that in phone work. The client will say something and then the agent jumps in. It's like, no, don't jump in. Let them talk themselves out. Here's the reason that you let them talk themselves out. We have the moral high ground in what we do. The products that we sell people are needed by those people. We have the moral high ground. So there's no need to feel like I've got to direct the narrative and interrupt. I'm telling you, let them talk themselves out. Let them draw themselves to the correct conclusion that they need to get their life insurance taken care of, that they need to implement a trust, that they need to keep their safe money safe. So zero interrupting. Write this down and remember this, because interrupting comes from two things. Either one, we're already thinking about what we're going to say, which is the opposite of active listening. Or two, we're scared that there might be silence. So just remember this. Silence is your friend. Hello, I'm silence, your friend. Silence is your friend. When it's silent after someone expresses themselves, it tells them, whether it's in person or on the phone, it tells them, I heard you and I care enough about what you said to process it before responding. Again, silence after someone expresses themselves says, I heard you, I care enough about you and what was said to take time to process it before responding. I'm just telling you that this is the way we work as human beings. The feeling of being heard is so close to the feeling of being loved that the average person cannot tell the difference. So never ever interrupt. Silence is fine. Silence is okay, especially with some of the conclusions people are going to come to. Well, I guess if I don't have anything, I guess my grandkids will have to put my face on GoFundMe and beg for money. Like you know what I'm saying? Like they need time to hear that. They need to know that you heard it. And when they feel heard, they'll move. When they feel heard, they'll move. All right, number 4 skill of active listening. Reflect and paraphrase back. Is what you're telling me this? This sounds very important to you, so I just want to make sure that I'm hearing you correctly. Is what you're telling me this? So you're telling me that when you start doing those things, it tells them I'm listening, I'm processing, I care. That's again, all these skills are vital in active listening. This one is one of those ones that's a very active skill, which again, what does it require? Not thinking about what you're going to say next. Because if we're thinking about what we're going to say next, this could get sideways on us. We paraphrase wrong, and they're like, that's not what I said. Then they go, this idiot's not listening to me. And so I'm not going to trust them with my money. All right. Number 5, ask open-ended questions about their lives. Ask open-ended questions about their life. Now, when we move to selling, you will see me teach. Use questions to direct them to the right decision. That we're not getting rid of that. We need to do that. What we're talking about is when they start talking about their life, ask open-ended questions. When they start talking about their spouse, so y'all been married 52 years. How did y'all meet? So you saw the volume I put in last week. One of those bigger sales was a couple that he was English and she was American. And so I said, how did y'all meet? Just out of curiosity. It's getting called here. I've got to actively listen and not answer my phone. What was I talking about? Oh, and then they talked for 20 minutes about how they met. And then they talked for 20 minutes about how they dated. And it was just like, next thing you know, they're like, oh, so what do we need to do again? And then we did business like that. Big application. So ask open-ended questions about their lives. So y'all have 5 grandkids. Now, where are all your grandkids? Let them talk it out. Oh, man, that's so cool. This is another one of the ones I sold last week. That's so cool that all your grandkids live close. I have 2 of my parents' grandkids, and one of my brothers has the other 2. We're both within about an hour, but my brother's about 40, an hour away. from my parents. I know they would love to have what y'all have. That's beautiful. When you ask open-ended questions and then you relate and you say we're very much the same, we have the same things going on in our lives, that shows that you have actively listened. All right, here's one more note on this. When they light up, linger. When they light up, linger. And you'll hear it on the phone. You'll obviously see it in person, but you'll hear it on the phone when they light up. They'll light up about one specific grandkid. They'll light up about how long they've been married. They'll light up about something. When they light up about that and you hear that, linger. That's when you want to ask more open-ended questions about that thing that they lightened up, or that lit them up. People want to talk about the things that they love. People want to talk about themselves and the things and the people they love. So when you hear that lightness in their voice, linger there with your open-ended questions. All right, number 6, watch for nonverbal cues. If you're selling virtually, you got to listen for nonverbal cues. When you hear a nonverbal cue, ask a question about it. Here's a great one. When you start to feel like they're hesitating, I feel a hesitation here. May I ask, what's causing the hesitation or what you're thinking about? Because I just want to make sure that I'm addressing all the concerns you have. May I ask? When you hear those, when you hear and feel, when you see them, or when you hear and feel those nonverbal cues that show hesitation, or that show that maybe they're kind of closing up a little bit, don't be afraid to ask about it. I feel like we might be closing down a little bit here. May I ask? Did I ask the wrong question? Did I say something that I would hate to have offended you? May I ask? When you hear those nonverbal cues, ask about them. You'd be shocked when people tell you. I've asked that before, and they said, well, the hesitation is this. And then they tell you a very real feeling that they got going on. You address that. Now you've got a client for life. Again, doing these things puts you into rarefied air. All of a sudden, I'm really popular during the Monday message. It's corporate, though, so I'll call them as soon as I get off the call. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah, so you're rarefied air when you do these things. This is what will keep clients. This is what will make people want to join your team. This is what will make people bring you people that want to join your team. This will get your clients to bring you referrals. These are all very rare skills. All right, last thing here, manage your emotions. Manage your emotions. Get excited about what they get excited about. Get irritated about what they get irritated about. But use your emotions to mirror and match their emotions. If they're excited about being married for 54 years, get excited about it, right? That stuff does get me. I'm naturally excited about that because I'm always like looking for tips and help, right? If they hate the thought of this happening, yeah, God, that would be terrible. Manage your emotions. You put your emotions where their emotions are. Here's what it is. It's practicing empathy. Empathy is such a powerful tool. Empathy is probably one of the most powerful tools in moving people. One of the most powerful tools in moving people is empathy. And it has to be genuine care, not just trying to make the sale. When I say managing your emotions, that also means putting aside the things you might be worried about, like, I really need this sale. Or, God, I got to get a result so I can tell my spouse that I got a result. It's putting those emotions aside so that you can genuinely care, be in the moment with that person, and they'll feel that genuine care. Because you have to be in that moment and genuinely care to actively listen. So those are my thoughts on active listening, guys. I'm telling you, if you just spend the discipline to practice this, it's a skill that helps you help more people. It helps you help more people. Guys, I am crazy excited about family reunion, crazy excited about being in San Diego tomorrow. I can't wait to see, it would be great, looking forward to seeing Mimi, Brian, and I can't wait to see what we got in the room. Like, I'm just telling you, massive opportunity there. Guys, Holly and I love you. We want you to win more than you can possibly imagine. Let's get out. Let's get after it. Leadership team, let's assemble in that leadership Discord room. If you can't make it, don't worry about it. I just want to connect with everybody real quick on a couple of things. So let's go ahead and get there. All right, let's get out. Let's get after it.